This is Seattle Real Estate Radio with your hosts, Christian Nossum and Dan Keller, mortgage expert with New American Funding. For the next hour, you'll learn impactful insider information as Christian and Dan teach about the ins and outs of Seattle's real estate market. Now, here's Christian and Dan.
Hello. Dan's cracking me up. We're just starting the show.
Having a blast.
It's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Seattle Real Estate Radio here on 1300 KKOL in Seattle.
Seattle,
Hence
rainy
the Seattle Real Estate Radio.
That's it. You know what? Before you remind our listeners, it's Monday.
It's Monday.
It's 3.
It's 3.
And we're live. We're here.
We're live.
Yeah.
In
I'm
the
Dan
studio.
Keller, mortgage advisor, MLO number 115349.
Good job remembering that. I always have to bug him every single week, so compliance will not get mad at him this time.
No, you guys, compliance. Anytime I mention my name with the word mortgage or rate, they're cracking down. And so I just need to let you know that I am licensed with the state of Washington. I have a radio show with Christian Nossum, and we're legit.
That's the best intro ever.
It is. It's a good one.
It's a good one. You made me laugh, and that's the whole point of the show.
We were laughing before we went live, though.
That's true.
You got to laugh on Monday.
Well, you got to laugh every day.
Every day. Well, you laugh every day. You have a laugh. You have a signature laugh.
Yeah.
So we're later today. We're actually going to record some outtakes for a commercial we're doing.
Shouldn't be hard.
No, it should not be hard. But what I'm going to do is I got to make you laugh, or have Shannon make you laugh, and we're just going to record an outtake of you laughing.
Got it.
And then splice it with you talking.
I see how it is.
I'm telling you,
I see how it is.
Yeah.
So that is, like you said, Dan Keller, MLO number, blah, blah, blah. No one cares, but compliance.
Compliance cares.
Yep, they're the only ones.
Yep.
I am Christian Nossum of the Awesome Nossum Group at Wilson Realty.
Big dog.
It's
Wait.
Yes.
Top 10, Mr. Top 10 real estate agent in Seattle. What was that?
That was cool. It was fun waking up to that little
was really
award.
Cool. Yeah. Well, woke up,
fun.
saw that online, and there's a group. That's a good group of people.
It was a good group of people for sure.
Yeah. Well, congrats to you, man.
Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah.
Well, nice getting I got a little email in my inbox saying, "Hey, just letting you know, you've been named one of the top 10 Seattle real estate agents in Seattle." Yeah. I was like, "Oh, all right."
Yeah, and then
That's cool.
number 1 is an actual real estate company. So
yeah, exactly.
You're this one man show, but then number 1's a real estate,
an actual big time company. Yeah.
So you did good, man. I was really proud. I shared that. I showed my wife, obviously, but I actually shared that with I work with a lot of other real estate agents to do their financing, and I put it on an email that I sent out to them. I was like, I don't need to tell you how good I am, but if one of the top 10 real estate agents in Seattle uses me, I'm pretty darn good.
Telling you something.
So I'm running with that, man.
I think that's a good one to go with.
Yeah, I'm using it. So, hey, congrats. So
thanks.
We got an awesome show today. I'm excited. I'm really excited today.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I liked, what was it? The end of January. We didn't talk about it last time, but we got to go down to the boat show.
We were live down there, man.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. You know what was crazy about that? A couple of things. We're in a studio right now, and it's just you.
Just me, you, and Shannon.
And Shannon, our producer. Yeah. We were in front of like 50. Yeah. I mean, I would say hundreds, because people were walking in and out of the convention center right where we were at. But they had us loud, blasting on the speakers.
Yeah.
And then
we're right next to all the concession stands.
Yeah.
The only one that's
the only
concession stand that's open.
It was pretty cool.
And there's tables all set up staring at us.
Yep.
And that was I didn't know what to expect going into it, but that was fun.
No,
that was a lot of fun.
I didn't think we were going to have a huge audience, and people were sitting down at the tables in front of us. They were actually we had a good crowd.
According to Shannon, a lot of people actually stopped and just stood and watched us.
Yeah,
which was interesting. I don't ever think we're all that interesting, but apparently we're enough to make people stop.
No, I watched it
listen.
back. No, we streamed it live.
Yeah.
We streamed it live on Facebook and Periscope, and I went back, and it was good.
I did get some comments.
Yep.
From people saying Dan should never have called Shannon sweetheart.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that's hilarious.
He said, "Sweetheart, the phone's upside down."
I didn't even remember that I said that. Shannon? Are you offended?
No, she wasn't offended. But there were some of her friends that came up to me and told me, and I was like, "That's pretty funny."
Did I say sweetheart or sweetie?
You said sweetheart.
Did I?
Yeah.
Now I'm blushing.
I know. I'm blushing for you. But I'm pasty white, so that
Here's
makes
the
sense.
thing. Shannon is a sweetheart.
Yeah, I agree.
So But it was kind of funny because it was we're trying to stream. Her hands in front of it.
Yeah.
It was. She had a ton on her plate. She's yeah.
It didn't look upside down. Her phone was actually, my phone was actually upside down, but it was the right way in the video.
Yeah,
because it rotates.
Hey, it looked good.
Yep.
It sounded good. We streamed live.
Yeah.
On radio. It was good.
Yeah, we streamed live on the radio.
Yep.
We were live. We did the Facebook video live stream. That was fun.
We had a great guest. It was actually a huge. I got excited just because obviously I fish, and so
I join you.
And you join me. Yeah, that was one
of
the
fish and I sit in the boat.
I pull up to the dock and you jump on with your little girl and we go out and fish. So, but no, we had one of the employees, or I don't even want to say he's the founder of Olympic Tackle.
He's the guy that created it.
Ties all their lures, and I purchased them. Well, he's going to send us out some via mail. I actually bought a few things from him, but he got to give some really good pointers on fishing for cohos and kings.
And he was super grateful that we had him on too, and he sent us both emails, and I sent him the MP3 of the show and the Facebook video and all that stuff. So he's happy.
It was good. No, we had a few people come up to us, while we were walking around, going, "Hey, dudes, great job on the show."
Yeah, that was fun.
It was good.
Like, oh, yeah, I guess that was us. Huh. Yeah.
It's Seattle Real Estate Radio.
That's right. So one thing that we have to promote is our homebuyer class at Cactus in South Lake Union on February 17th, 5:30 to 6:30, only 1 hour long. And I think I'm actually redoing my portion of it. I'm making my portion 18 minutes.
Cool.
I'm not even going to go a whole half hour. I'm shortening it. I'm simplifying it even more, which it's already extremely simplified because I'm only talking for a half hour.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make it so much easier to understand, and it's an extremely complicated process learning how to buy a house, but it's even more extremely complicated to simplify it in a very easy to understand manner, and that's what I'm.
Well, you do that really well with some of the graphics, infographics that you use that you actually hand out to your clients. You had one down at the boat show that you made on cardstock.
Yep. That was actually a postcard that I mailed.
Yeah,
out,
you do that a lot with selling and with selling your home and marketing it to buying a home. So you make it super clear. Now, what happens in between those gaps or the minute details of those? That's where the one-on-one relationship and
that's where I have videos and stuff that explain those steps.
Yeah.
But it's extremely complicated to simplify something.
Yeah, I've said this before, though. I think buying a home, I've told a lot of real estate professionals this, buying a home is a very complex process, but it can be simple.
Yep.
If you're working with a professional, if you're following the lead. We were talking before the show. Your wife's an attorney, I guess, a lawyer.
She is, yeah.
And we were talking about how when a financial planner or an attorney refers me business, the client listens to them. And it's much different than sometimes when a real estate professional, not like you, your clients actually listen to you, but a lot of real estate agents, I'll get a phone call 3 or 4 or 5 days later after they said, hey, call Dan, and you need to have a discussion with him about financing. And in the meantime, they will have gone online and shopped, looked around and went and maybe met with their credit union or bank instead of listening directly to their agent, And so I think getting that advice right out the gate and listening to it is huge. And then you
got to have trust.
Yeah.
And you got to build the trust. You got to show that you are a leader and that you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And when you do that, people will trust you and listen to you and follow your guidance. And that's why they hire me and that's why they hire you. But there's other people that don't necessarily do that.
Well, and the big thing that I wanted to talk about real quickly is in the homebuyer classes that we put on and that I've put on in the past, a lot of the confusion and the chaos comes from the mortgage, comes from credit and mortgage-related guidelines and getting approved. And so not to take anything away from the home buying process, but you got to get those ducks in a row first.
Yeah.
And then you can make it super simple and super easy. So, one of the things that we've got to get to before we go to break is one of my favorite segments of the show is the Real Estate Market Minute. So,
last week, one company based here in Seattle, their company starts with a Z. They are in the real estate field. They are, who could they be? The zoo? No. The Zoo Tavern in Eastlake?
No.
Zillow. Anyways, they turned 10 years old. Yay.
Yeah, I think they were the only ones celebrating.
I think you're right. No one else cares. So as you can tell, I don't have a great opinion on Zillow. They have a really good app.
Mm-hmm.
Much like Redfin, they have a great app. They have great technology.
Yeah.
But what they actually deliver isn't great.
No.
So their estimates are great to figure out a general ballpark of what something's worth. Never, ever, 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 ever use it as gospel of what your home is worth. Yeah. There's no point. They've never seen inside your house. No. And there's some sellers that I will meet with, and they'll say, well, Zillow says it's worth this. And I'm like, cool, when did they come over? And they're like, never.
Oh, they didn't send a rep over?
Yeah, exactly.
No, not yet.
Well, how do they know? Well, that's what their algorithm said. And I'm like, well, that's cool, but... Yeah. So they know that your house is worth this and that you did these upgrades and that your neighbor didn't, yet their house is worth more, according to Zillow. Yeah, figure that one out. So anyways, the other bad thing about Zillow in Seattle is that they don't get a direct data feed on listings. So this is something that I tell everyone that will listen, is when searching for a home, don't waste your time on Zillow. Yeah. Only because they don't get a direct data feed from the MLS. Yeah. So that means that they don't get properties updated automatically for sale. They don't get properties updated automatically when a price drops, when something more importantly goes pending.
So
or
if a listener is listening in and they want to search for homes, what's the best way to get a direct feed?
Go with basically anybody else. I like estately.com, so like real estate, estate, L-Y, estately.com. They have a great app. Okay. Redfin's app is great. Yep. Don't use their service, but their app is great. Okay. Just use one that you feel comfortable with. Yeah. Any of the real estate brokerages. Okay. I have one, but it's not. I don't even recommend it. Yep. So there's other apps that are better technology that you should use, but don't use Zillow. Yeah. They rely on individual real estate agents to manually update and input all of the information. Got it. When you realize that the average age, and this is average age, of a real estate agent is 60 years old, that's, So,
a little disconnect there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we got to take a quick break, but that was my Seattle Market Minute. Love it. Stay tuned for more. Next up, we're going to have Maid Pro tell us some good information about cleaning your house. Stay tuned. Seattle Real Estate Radio.
Seattle Real Estate Radio with your hosts, Christian Nossum and Dan Keller, continues after this. Time for more Seattle Real Estate Radio with your hosts, Christian Nossum and Dan Keller.
All right, hey, welcome back to Seattle Real Estate Radio on KKOL 1300 AM. This is actually Seattle Real Estate Radio. And
what did you just call it?
We just business radio.
Business radio.
It's the business network.
Wall Street Business Network. You can look at the logo.
I had somebody ask the other day. They're like, "So what's the difference between like the business radio and Seattle Real Estate Radio?" And I was like, good question. I think that's the name of the station. We're on the station's business, and we happen to be a component of that. So
we're just one little show.
Speaking of, like what we do with Seattle Real Estate Radio is we view a real estate transaction as kind of the hub. And there's so many spokes that make up that wheel. And we try to bring in hundreds of spokes. Yeah. And that's the purpose of the show. We don't consistently just have mortgage and real estate conversations. It's CPAs, financial planners, insurance, everything that has to do with security systems, cleaners, which today we have.
Way to lead into that, Dan. It's like you know what you're doing or something.
I know what I'm going to say. It's like I actually prepared for these.
It's like Shannon spent all night writing a script for us.
We love our producer.
She did. All right, so today on the show we have Laurie Mendoza. And she is with Maid Pro Cleaning Service, which we actually utilize Maid Pro to clean our house. Yep. So thank you.
Thank you for having
me. You do a very good job. She's worked for Maid Pro for 9 years, and she has 2 boys. She's married, and she lives in Woodinville. I asked her if she had 14 dogs. She said she has no dogs. But as soon as her son goes to college, she's going to get her son a dog as a replacement brother.
Yes, exactly.
I think that's a great idea. Maid Pro has been around for 15 years, and Laurie's sister-in-law, Maxine, owns 4 Maid Pro locations. Bellevue in the Greater East Side, Seattle, Tukwila and Beverton. I think that's their newest one. Yes. So thank you very much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're very welcome. So I'm excited because you guys clean our house. You do a good job. I don't have time to do it. Shannon doesn't have time to do it. We got 2 kids. We have 2 cats. We don't have 14 dogs. I don't know why that's my thing right now.
I was going to say, where'd you come up with 14?
I don't know.
That's a lot of dogs.
I know.
I mean, the farmhouse couldn't even hold 14. Well,
yeah, you
maybe
could. You got a lot of space.
We could hold
How
14.
many goats do you guys have?
3. We have 3 goats.
Anything else?
Well, we had a few cats and the doggone. I think an eagle.
An
We have an
eagle?
eagle that soars our property. I think an eagle got our bunnies and a cat. Mm-hmm. Sad, man. Don't make me. You don't want me to cry on the radio. But no, we did.
sad.
Our farm has shrunk recently due to I believe an eagle. I don't think it's the coyotes. I don't think it's a cougar.
Huh.
I swear it's a big old eagle. I watched him kind of go after one of our cats one time.
Wow.
Out in the
That's
field.
crazy.
It's crazy. So
In Woodinville, you don't have that issue, I think.
maybe
Yeah.
Possibly.
Based
Not
on
I
where
live.
you're
just
at.
south
yeah.
of you or north of you. Yeah.
Yeah,
just a
he's in
little
Lake
bit, off of
Stevens,
9.
so
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Woodinville, I mean, there's parts of it that are like that,
Yeah.
but most of where everybody lives isn't like that.
Yeah.
Woodinville. So let's talk a little bit about Maid Pro. So you guys, why don't you just kind of give us a general overview of what a maid service does for anyone that's never really used one before, and kind of explain why that it's such a benefit.
Perfect. So typically people hire maids to free up their time, whether it's to, take care of their kids, have free time on the weekend, go out. It's just to free up your time.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
do it. So that would be the biggest benefit. A lot of times we provide the service when they're at work, but we do have stay-at-home moms too. They come home and their house is clean and they don't have to worry about it. That's the biggest thing, is getting back your time so you don't have to do it.
Yeah, and I think that's the whole reason why we do it. Probably the reason why you have one as well.
Well, it's just leverage. It's
yeah,
like you
exactly.
said, it's leverage. It's. I mean, I don't know too many people that really, maybe other than you that enjoy cleaning. I mean, I don't really like it, and so it's and for me, it's difficult.
Well, I'm
it's
such
not
a
relaxing.
perfectionist
Yeah.
that I like go overboard. I
That's
do
me.
like a deep clean every
Yeah.
single time.
I'm
That's
scrubbing
not
grout,
necessary. Yeah,
and
exactly.
and then my wife's like, "Hey, you've been cleaning for 3 hours. What happened?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Our bathroom looks great, Jenny."
She's like, why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a big thanks, Dan.
So, yeah.
Dan, what's
just
the
have us
musical
do it.
interlude in there? So what is your role at Maid Pro?
I'm the customer sales manager.
Okay.
And
I know that we often get little email reminders from you.
Yes, we have email reminders, and when a client sets up, we email them a schedule, and we're very flexible. If you need to cancel, skip, reschedule, we just require 2 business days. So
Cool. Is that pretty common in general for most services? Do you have any clue?
I think 2 business days is pretty casual,
Yeah.
2 days. So I'm not exactly sure, but if people are going on vacation, they just need to skip.
Yeah,
I mean, we know
exactly.
emergencies happen, so
Yeah.
But yeah, 2 business days is
Cool. So can you give us a rundown kind of how much it generally costs? Obviously, it kind of probably depends on each
Exactly.
house and how messy the kids are in each house too.
exactly no house is alike.
No,
so
how many Cheerios they drop on the floor like our house?
depending on weekly to move out cleanings, it just depends on what service. So it ranges anywhere between $30 and $50 per hour, but it really we do have a lot of different options, and typically it takes a little bit more time that first visit just to get everything up to
Up to snuff
Yep.
and where people expect it.
Yep.
And then that's kind of a good base to work off of.
Yep, and then we come in either once a week or every other week, once a month, and sometimes even people call us just on a one-off every so often.
Interesting. So I know that we have Alma come every single time. Is that kind of how it works? You have the same person that comes week in, week out, or
Yeah.
however often you have
So
your scheduled?
with regular schedule, like weekly and biweekly, we send the same team, but however, we'll send somebody different if like our team's on vacation or they're sick. We automatically, that's the one thing about using a professional service is we're going to send you a fill-in team. Your house is going to get cleaned
Yep.
if that person is sick.
Yep. I know one time we had somebody ran into her, and that was just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think somebody ran into her car, and
I do remember that.
she was like on her way to our house, and you guys had to send out another team to. I mean, you got to get the job done.
Exactly.
So that's where I really appreciated having a nice company that actually cares, and hey, we got to get it done. We're going to send out somebody else, and she actually showed up a little bit later, but I just happened to run home. I had to grab something for an appointment or something, and saw her there, and I was like, hey, you all right? She's like, yeah, I'm fine. Car's a little beat up, but I'm fine.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And then they take vacation, so we'll send somebody, Yeah. So, but we do like to send the same team on a regular basis.
I think that's good too, because then they get to learn, what the family likes or what the homeowner likes, what value or what level of cleanliness they expect, and
I got a question though. Do your cleaners go through like so let's say that we sign up for your services through an initial consultation. Do you kind of go through with the homeowners to see kind of exactly what they're looking for, what they're looking to do specifically, not just an overall clean like vacuum or sweep?
Yeah, so a lot of people are specific on what they want done. So we work off of a 49-point checklist. That's something that we leave at each client's house, each visit.
Okay.
And it's very detailed. And then sometimes people just need us to come in and do their kitchen and bathrooms, or they tell us their hot spots, or we're, communication's huge in this kind of business. I tell people, like, if there's something that needs to be done better or that we're not doing, please let me know, because we'll fix it.
Yeah. No, that's huge. I think what was one of our first we hired Mary Maids first, and that didn't last too well. I think we signed a contract.
Oh,
so
yes, so we have no contract.
Yeah, we got out of that, but then we hired an independent cleaner, and that was kind of the thing that we did, is we actually got with her and said, okay, we created the checklist because things were getting missed. So I love that you have a 49-point checklist, and then it's customizable too.
Yeah, and we have a satisfaction guarantee. So our most important thing is that the customer's happy, and we're going to make sure that, they leave either, that they're happy and satisfied.
Yep. And you guys do a good job of that. As an actual customer, I can say that.
Yes.
We've been very happy, because we started off with someone else first, and they were all right, but not great. Then we went to Homejoy, which I don't think is even in business anymore, and that was not a fun experience. I understand why they're not around anymore. And then we got recommended to you guys from friends, and we're loving it. It's just so nice. My favorite day of the week, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think the communication is the most important, because how are we going to ever know if we're,
Yeah.
So that's.
No,
so do you, I know the answer to this already, but just to our other people, do you actually need to be home to let the cleaner in, or to be there while they're cleaning, or anything like that?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
You can be home if you want to, but we do have lock boxes. You can provide a key, so you're not sitting around waiting for them.
Yep.
When you come home, your home's clean. So.
And do they come at a set time? Are they in a window? Is it like we'll be there on Monday and they show up between 8 and 5? Is it like how does all that work?
So we work Monday through Friday. We typically work in 4-hour windows. Okay. A 9 to 1, a 10 to 2. Yep. Whatever's kind of more convenient for you. Yep. And sometimes if the person's not home all day long, I find that out, and then I open up the window. Yeah. If they're providing us a key and we know that they're going to be gone anyway, then we just kind of work with, but we work in windows. So you pick a day of the week, or we look through the schedule, see what doesn't work for you, what does work for you. And then let's say we said Wednesdays between 9 and 1, your person will come every other week Wednesday, or every week Wednesday between 9 and 1.
Yeah, I think that's how we have it all set up ourselves, and it works. Like I said, it's my favorite day of the week. I get home, we got one of the glass top. It's white because we haven't remodeled the kitchen yet. White glass top, stove top, and it's after like 2 times, it's just gross, and I can't scrub it off. I try. And Alma gets in there, and she's like, boom, clean. Looks sparkling. You could lick it, and you'd be fine. Even Jenny. I doubt she'd ever do that, though. But
lick a stove. I was going to ask you, what's the average time that the cleaner's in the house?
Well, it really depends. Like average, 2-story, 2.5 bathroom, 3-bedroom, 4 hours, I would say.
Okay.
You know, but like I said, if somebody wants us in just to do bathrooms and kitchen, we can come in for less time. Sometimes we alternate entire home with what we call a refresher cleaning. So 4 hours, 2 hours, 4 hours, you know.
Got it.
So we can work it with, you know.
Yeah. I love that. The fact you host maybe a get-together, a party, and you just don't feel like the next day, you know, schedule. Yeah.
I think that's actually something that
huge.
we should probably look into doing every once in a while, because that's something that's like, God, we just had her in here before to make it look good.
Exactly.
And now it's all messed up again. We've got to wait 2 weeks to have someone back.
I've told Jenny that before. Forget the cleaning before.
Yeah.
Let's you and I do that. Let's hire somebody to come in.
It's going to get messy anyway. And then,
They're wearing their shoes.
Yeah, exactly. So we got to take a quick break here. So we after the break, we're going to come back to hear more from Laurie with Maid Pro. She's going to actually answer some pretty good
excited.
questions like, do you need to clean before they come over? Stuff like that. So stay tuned to Seattle Real Estate Radio.
You're listening to Seattle Real Estate Radio with your hosts, Christian Nossum and Dan Keller. We'll be right back. We're back with Seattle Real Estate Radio with your hosts, Christian Nossum and Dan Keller.
Hello, and welcome back to Seattle Real Estate Radio here on KKOL 1300 AM. We are here with Laurie Mendoza of Maid Pro Cleaning Services, and I'm learning some things. They already cleaned my house, but I'm learning a little thing that I didn't really know. So, there's some good questions that I know are going to be asked right now.
I'm in the hot seat now.
I know.
And I'm
It's Dan's
excited.
turn to ask some
you're
questions.
You're gonna learn a bunch in the next 10 minutes. So I'm excited. So shut her down, Christian.
all
I got this.
right.
So hey, Laurie, first off, thanks for being in here with us today.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is big. I think one of the things, again, where we're trying to talk about using real estate as the center, as the hub of this huge wheel involved with owning a home. Let's talk primarily because we have our listeners, and let's just be real, our listeners are people that are past clients, people that are maybe in the market to buy or possibly in the market to sell right now. And
Which is pretty much everyone.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Because
in this
everyone's
market,
kind of in the market potentially to sell,
Potentially.
trying to figure that out.
So let's say somebody is selling their house. Christian does a listing presentation. He meets a new client, and he's going to list their home. Talk to me about that particular situation. Where would you guys have a program, or tell us how you would assess that situation where Christian's going to meet with you and say, hey, man, I would like to maybe have you guys come in and get this place cleaned up a little. Do you guys do things like that?
Yeah, exactly. When a house is going to go on the market, we'll come, if it's, getting pictures or it's going to be showing, we'll come in and do a really deep cleaning of that home.
Okay, cool.
And then we, further, if it's a move-out cleaning, it's something a little bit different than that. But to get it on the market, ready to show, yes,
Okay,
that's something that we
was
do.
my follow-up question. So,
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Like a move out.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Move-out cleanings typically take, it can take double the amount of time as a regular or one-time.
6 to 8 hours or
longer
more,
sometimes.
yeah.
Like with the 4-hour cleaning that we were talking about earlier, that's probably going to be between 8 and 10. But that includes inside all cabinets, cupboards, closets, appliances,
Fridge,
windows, inside reachable windows.
Oh, wow.
It's a very,
So, for example, if I wanted to give one of my clients a closing gift for purchasing a home, they're buying a home. Obviously, the seller's already moved out. It's gutted. Let's say what, Christian? 3,000 square foot or less, 2-story home, just to kind of get it cleaned up for them.
Yeah,
What would
4
something,
bed,
4 bed,
2.5 bath, something like that.
I don't know. You answer this. Would it be considered a deep clean? What would something like that look like?
Well, really, it would depend on how it was left, the condition, because if you're coming in and we're not going to do inside appliances and cabinets and stuff, that would look probably like 6-7 hours.
Okay.
If they need inside the cabinets or appliances, windows, that's going to look like maybe, 10, 11 hours.
Yeah.
This is a question for you, Christian, real quick. When you sell homes to people and they move in, work with buyers, are homes pretty clean when they
usually are.
in?
Sellers are supposed to have them all
They are.
cleaned up and ready to go by the time they pass it off.
But, they're not deep cleaning.
They're not
they're kind of
necessarily
maybe.
deep.
Okay.
Good. Some people do.
Okay.
Some people don't.
Okay.
But they're usually pretty
Okay.
clean.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is something I'm really interested in. I'd love to obviously connect with you guys and offer that. If I were a buyer and my mortgage lender or real estate agent said, before you move in, we're going to pay a professional cleaner to come in and tune this up. You're like, wow.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
that's great. So, okay, good. That's huge. I have a question for you, because this is a question we asked our cleaner. What type of cleaning products do you guys use? Do you have your own? Do you use the homeowners?
No, so we bring all our own chemicals and supplies, and we use all Procter & Gamble professional products, like vinegar and water on the hardwood floors. And if a client has a certain product they want us to use, we can, for sure. But we do bring everything.
Okay. I think that's big.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. I know.
Our house always smells good every day, or every time I come
Does
home.
it?
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, do they smell good?
Yeah.
One of the things that I really, with we have hardwoods, and they said don't ever use any chemicals on them, so vinegar and water. But I hate the smell of vinegar, so it doesn't really smell like all like Lysol-y clean. There's no way around that, right?
I mean,
with
you can
hardwoods?
dilute it a little bit more, so it's not really vinegary smelling. And there's other stuff, that people can use on their wood floors.
Okay.
But that's something that's safe. And our goal is, to go out with products that aren't going to ruin any surfaces. So we don't come out with bleach and strong, like Pine Sol. But all of our stuff are, professional and they clean really well. They're just not going to, damage any surfaces.
Since we're talking about cleaners, like a Pine Sol type product, why is that good? Why is it bad? Where would you use it? Where wouldn't you?
I mean, that's not something that we do provide.
Got it.
It's
Okay.
just a really strong smell. And sometimes people, especially if they have pets and kids or, that sometimes is too strong of a smell.
Okay.
So,
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like the commercials. I mean, they're like whatever their new scent is.
Yeah.
And then you ever actually smell it and you're like, ooh, why would you want that?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That's
Being
harsh.
so strong, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
So.
yeah. And then just the thing with bleach, we would never provide that because, what can happen with bleach?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So another great here's a question that I'm just drilling you with the same questions
Yeah,
that my
that's
wife and I
okay.
when we interviewed ours. Do you put laundry in? Do you actually do laundry for your clients?
We say we do not do laundry. We can wash your linens and your towels.
Sure.
We can
Okay.
strip your beds,
Okay.
and that's not a problem.
Okay.
With laundry and the liability,
Yeah.
we don't mind folding clothes, hanging them for you,
Okay.
but washing them, no.
That's what I was going to ask. So linens, mainly bedding.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Okay, good.
That's probably good because I know I always get yelled at for washing the wrong thing in there and
Yeah.
putting it in the
Exactly.
dryer and I'm not supposed to. And how many shirts have I ruined of yours? Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot.
Right.
So, and this may be a silly question, but if there's dishes in the sink, you do the dishes, put them in the dishwasher, unload the dishwasher, things like that?
Yes, that's
okay?
stuff that we can do, and that's something that we would discuss with the client. If there's dishes in the sink, they should be done. Sometimes clients don't like us to run their dishwasher. That's something that we would ask. We want to make sure if we're going to unload that we know that those things are going to be clean. So like I said, it comes back to the communication.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Did that checklist.
Part of the reason why I
Yeah.
look forward to that day because my
Yeah.
job is dishes and
You get off the hook that one.
I'm off the hook that
one
day.
Yeah.
they're all done,
Yeah.
put away.
Yeah.
Looks great. Yep.
Well, I know Christian talked about this before we went to break, but what's the typical client? Again, how often are you servicing typical clients?
I think the most popular schedule would be the biweekly, the every other week, twice a month.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we do have clients that even use us 2 times a week and
Wow.
clients that use us weekly. But the most popular schedule is the biweekly schedule.
I wish we could have you 2 times a week.
That
Jeez.
would be my wife, the clean freak.
Yeah.
Can you come out today?
Every day.
Again this week, yeah.
Come back after breakfast.
Yeah. Well, I think a big part too, yeah. After the kids eat.
After kids eat
That's
breakfast.
the biggest thing with kids is
Bowden throws Cheerios
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah. And you have that talk with your kids too. Hey, the cleaners just came. It's beautiful. Don't make a mess.
Exactly.
And you make one meal.
Yeah.
And
Boom.
it's just
Back.
like, I'm going to the bathroom. I'm going to sit in the bedroom all night long because I know it's clean in there.
Yeah,
So we'll take care of that. Yeah.
So
Okay.
the big question, I'm stealing this one.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's
So-
huge. No, this is big.
This is a question, and I've had clients ask me this.
Mhm.
We've talked with friends about this. Do I need to pre-clean the house before the cleaner comes? Because it seems silly, but it actually makes sense that you kind of do. Is that right?
Well, I do think a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
And I feel like if there's a lot of stuff around, they're going to put it away where they think it needs to go.
Yeah.
They're going to tidy up, but that's going to be less time for the deep
Actual
cleaning, the
cleaning.
corners,
Yeah.
the edge work, the nitty gritty cleaning. But they don't mind doing it. And if it's, a lot of homes are, kit toys and
Yep. It's all toys.
Yeah.
That's all it is at our house. It's just toys.
Yeah.
They got their own little space for the toys,
Yeah.
and they're usually crazy. And then come home, and I'm like, "Whoa, hey, they're all gone. All right, cool."
Yeah, I know. Jenny says that the morning before I take our kids to school on my way into work. She always says that, "Hey, clean up. Cleaner's coming today." So she tidies up a little. So on the topic of etiquette, though, because this is another, who do you ask? You ask another friend that has a cleaner. What do they do? But tipping.
Yeah, that's a good one
Talk
too.
to us a little about what we should be doing or should not be doing.
I do think tipping is. I think they obviously appreciate it.
Well, yeah.
and I think that most clients do. I mean, it can range, 20%, but sometimes, they give them a great Christmas bonus and, or don't tip a couple times and then get a better tip.
Sure.
Yeah.
So 20%. So per clean, I'm just throwing out numbers. You said like 40 an hour and 4 hours. What is that? $160. So 20% of that's not
like
a whole
$30.
Yeah. So,
but anything is appreciated. I mean, if they did an awesome job. I have clients sometimes that come home and are like, "Wow, this was, can we add more this time?" Or how are they doing? If they're doing an awesome job.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that answers a big question for Jenny and I. One last thing, because I really want to tell our listeners a little bit more about your business. How far north and how far south do you guys go?
What are the borders?
Yeah, what are the borders?
We go as far south as Kent.
Okay.
I can see her picturing a map.
Yeah.
And we go to Bothell.
Okay.
We do Kenmore, all of Seattle. And we have a big territory.
Yeah. And as far west as Edmonds, you said.
Exactly.
And then east, you're like Issaquah, Sammamish,
Woodinville.
that kind of stuff. Woodinville. All right.
So check this out. Maid Pro has been locally owned and operated for the last 15 years. Their cleaners are licensed and bonded, and they send the same ones for each clean. There are no contracts, and they use very safe, eco-friendly products, which we discussed, which is big. Hey, I want you to call them, and I want you to mention Seattle Real Estate Radio, and you'll get $40 off your first clean. That's very grateful of you guys.
Yeah.
For your minimum.
4 hour minimum. Yeah.
For a 4 hour minimum.
Yep.
No, that's
which
great.
is a normal
It's
clean
huge.
anyway.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm going to give you their website and their number. It's maidpro.com, and you can call them at 877-624-3776. Is that correct? Maidpro.com. Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to have all their information on SeattleRealEstateRadio.com. Visit our website. Call these guys. They are phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. And by guys, we mean ladies. But hey.
Ladies, guys. No, thank you so much for coming
interchangeable in
in.
my mind.
Thank you so much for having me.
This was great information. I mean, it's something that
I think the
learned.
etiquette tips alone were, I guess, worth someone spending 15 minutes listening to us talk about this today.
Well, light bulb went off in my head too about a new home buyer purchasing a home. The last thing you want to do is spend time cleaning, you're unpacking your.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is great.
Well, and what some people do, some of my buyers, they'll move in and then they'll have a cleaner because as you're moving in, I mean, you're
tracking stuff
because you're not taking your shoes off every time you move a box in, and so it's smart to do it that way.
Smart. Maidpro.com, 877-624-3776. Give them a call.
So after the break, because we got to take one, stay tuned because we got Dan's Mortgage Minute, and there is some stuff going on that you want to listen to. So, stay tuned to Seattle Real Estate Radio.
Seattle Real Estate Radio with your hosts, Christian Nossum and Dan Keller, continues after this. Time for more Seattle Real Estate Radio with your hosts, Christian Nossum and Dan Keller.
Hello, and welcome back to Seattle Real Estate Radio here on KKOL Business Radio 1300 AM. It is time for one of my favorite segments, when Dan and his MLO number tell us
115349.
Tell us all about the mortgage market currently.
Mortgage Minute.
Kind of, it's called Dan's Mortgage Minute, but that's not very snazzy.
No, and our producer's looking at me going, keep it to a minute, buddy. Because I always go over. So, well, again, I am going to talk about mortgages. I'm going to talk about rates in particular. So I do need to say that I am Dan Keller I'm a mortgage loan originator with New American Funding.
Yes, you are.
And my MLO number is 115349. I actually refer to myself as a mortgage advisor. It's not dressing it up by any means, but it's what I've gone with since I got into the business because I'm not just a loan rep.
Yeah. You're definitely above the crowd, above the rest when it comes to getting a loan and helping people do that, which is why I refer everybody to you.
I like to look at myself as an advisor versus just an overtaker.
You're gonna definitely educate them and come up with a strategy for them to get the best deal for their situation.
We were just talking about this with Shannon, our producer, over the break. Strategy matters more than ever right now. Rates are important. Everybody wants a deal. I had this talk, and start the timer on my mortgage minute. I had this talk the other day with a financial planner, and to be honest with you, and I have this talk a lot with real estate agents, and some real estate agents don't really get the connection of having a go-to lender, an advisor that they can recommend their clients go talk to. You know, the playing field is so level right now between all the banks. There's maybe a delta of a quarter a point in interest rate. So if one bank is offering 4% as their best rate, maybe the best on a 30-year fix that you could get if you shopped the internet, shopped 100 different banks, is maybe a 0.25% lower. So it's a pretty tight playing field out there right now.
Because everybody's drawing their money from the same spot.
Margins are tight, man. There's no money in banks right now. There's no money in banking because rates are so stinking low. Yep. So here's the deal. Which brings me to my point. Your strategy, man, you're going to get a great interest rate with us or with most banks. Yep. Strategy matters. Focus on the strategy. Focus on the advice, making the sound decision. Is a 30-year the best, or should I go with a 25-year or maybe even a 20? What should I do for down payment? What are the differences?
Is your bank that you're going with going to be able to actually explain what the differences are and the positives and negatives of doing that?
Christian, one of the things I ask every single client, tell me how long you see yourself in this home.
Yep.
Because the National Association of Realtors is coming out and they're saying the average homeowner is in their home 5 to 7 years.
Exactly.
So why shouldn't I ask that question?
Yeah.
Why would you sign up for a 30-year fixed rate loan if you know for sure that you will be moving on in the next 5 to 7 years? So whether or not you're interested in an ARM, I'm at least going to present some data on a 7-1 ARM. And I'm telling you right now, we're funding a lot more 7-1, 10-1 ARMs than I ever have in my career.
Wow.
So
even with 30-year fixed rates being so low.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting. So the cost of money is so cheap right now. What if you could get a 7-1 in the upper 2s or very, very low 3s?
Wow.
So and one of our clients just opted for that as a matter of fact on a $1.2 million home. So, it's strategy matters more than anything right now. Okay. Piggybacking on top of the mortgage minute.
Yes.
Watch oil. Okay, watch the stock market, and if those are going down, so will interest rates. That's all I'm really going to say right now. They're dropping down lower than I've seen them in over a year and a half. Yeah, we're in the healthy 3s right now for 30-year fixed rate mortgages again.
Wow. That's so crazy.
Well, oil.
I know.
Oil's
it makes
in the
sense.
tank. It's free money right now. I can fill up my truck for $47. That's unheard of.
Crazy.
Unheard of.
Yeah.
Unseen since I've had a truck, and that's been a while. So anyways, that's my mortgage minute. Watch oil,
your mortgage
watch the stock
7
market.
minutes.
That's it.
Thanks, Dan, for your mortgage 7 minutes. We really appreciate it. No,
Well,
I'm just joking. No,
hey,
that's
man,
good stuff.
I think
it's great
healthy.
stuff.
It's healthy to know.
And that's why people listen, because they need to know this stuff. And that's I joke, but it's true. They really do.
Yeah, good stuff, man.
So Super Bowl, that happened not this weekend, but the weekend before. And we didn't really talk about it. No. But some of the funniest commercials. One of my favorite was, I had two.
Yeah.
One was the Doritos commercial with the baby and the guy that threw the chip and the baby popped out. That one made me laugh a lot. The second one was Rocket Mortgage and how ridiculous they made that seem, because that's just Quicken Loans rebranding themselves as Rocket Mortgage. And considering we are Seattle Real Estate Radio, we should probably explain to people who are wondering what the heck's going on with that, what it is. So you're the mortgage expert. You explain it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm the mortgage expert, and I do not work for Quicken Loans.
No.
It's one of my competitors, to be honest with you. And I love competing against them because it's a pretty easy win.
It's extremely easy.
But what I want to do is, why don't I bring it back to you?
Okay.
From a real estate agent standpoint, when you have a listing and you get a pre-approval letter from a borrower that gives you a Quicken Loans pre-approval letter, what goes through your mind?
They're going to the bottom of the stack generally.
Okay. You mean their offer?
Yeah, their offer is going to the back of the line.
Wow.
And the reason why, I mean, I've had buyers that I've helped and sellers who had buyers. Well, actually, I don't know if I've ever actually accepted an offer that had a Quicken Loan.
And why is that?
buyer.
Why?
Well, I'll explain. So I've had buyers that, against my advice, went with them, and they had just issue after issue after delay, and it was just such a pain in the butt that they wished they would have listened to me. And they said numerous times throughout the process, I wish I would have taken your advice and talked to Dan.
Yeah. So, it's an online lender. When we do talk about strategy, you're not getting any feedback on strategy. You fill out a form online. It's pretty much it's an online order for a mortgage. And the really great thing is, every single day when I get into the office, I pull up Quicken and I look at their base rates and I look at ours and I'm like, we're right in the ball game. With an online lender, that's pretty darn good.
Pretty good,
And for no additional fees or charges, you actually get me, a human being that's present in the Seattle area to help walk
you can
through.
meet with face to face, that they can text with you on the weekend, in the evening.
Well, and then bigger than that, Christian, is a problem solver. You get a problem solver, because I don't care if you have a perfect 20% down, 800 credit score, and you've been with Microsoft for 20 years. Crud will hit the fan.
Yeah, it always
It's
does.
going to.
It's
just going to. We're going through one right now on an appraisal. It's a matter of who is going to be able to step up and help solve problems with you, the real estate professionals, so.
Well, one of the problems that I had with working with Quicken was that I never knew who I was supposed to be contacting to get an answer to any question I ever had for my client. So I always try and help out any way I can. Clients are busy all day at work during the working hours of Quicken, and they couldn't get questions answered, so I would step in and say, hey, let's see what I can do. I never knew who the heck I was supposed to talk to.
No, you're lost. Here's a funny thing about what Quicken's done. So they've taken how you've just explained your experiences in working with them. It's much like if you just Google their complaints and you'll see it. You're mirroring what a lot of people say.
And there's a reason that they're changing their name to Rocket Mortgage.
There you go. So that was my point. So what they're doing is they're rebranding themselves Rocket Quick, Boom Quick, and so the CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, came out about 5 or 6 months ago. Remember, we talked a lot about guideline changes to our industry.
The TRID changes that happened in early October.
They
October
were
3rd,
designed to slow down the process. Know before you owe. So all of a sudden, you've got Quicken going and launching this Rocket program, quick closings, and in and out of underwriting. And the CFPB had a heyday with him on Twitter. Like they let him, Christian, they let him have it. And I can't necessarily go into this and verify this, but there's a lot of websites and a lot of media stories saying that they're in some trouble.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, it's, again, like we were talking about, strategy matters. Slow down. Know your options. Make sure you're working with a pro. But I did see that, and I actually tweeted and posted on Facebook prior to the Super Bowl. Keep an eye on the Quicken ads because they're going to make a big push. They've got a ton of money. Quick is not always the best.
Well, that said, we do some quick stuff.
But we close quickly because of the preparation 2-3 months in
so
advance,
there's a strategy involved with us being able to do it quick versus Quicken or Rocket Mortgage or whatever they're called.
I just showed you a picture on my phone of one of the ads on CNN, and it goes, Rocket Mortgage explodes at launch, and it shows a rocket exploding on the launch pad. It is what it is, but it's funny to talk about.
It is kind of funny. Yeah. So it's
great show today, though. By the way, cleaners.
Thanks, man.
Maid Pro. Make sure you reach out to them.
Yeah, and
Quality
if you
company.
do, seriously, if you do,
mention us.
Don't forget to say Seattle Real Estate Radio to get $40 off.
Boom.
You got to have at least 4 hours cleaning, but that's pretty easy to do. So that was it, man. That was a great show.
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun.
See you on next Monday.
Hopefully, I can get over this cold and be all better for next week. So thanks for listening to Seattle Real Estate Radio. Tune in next week, Monday, 3 to 4.
To contact the show or for more information, visit SeattleRealEstateRadio.com. That's SeattleRealEstateRadio.com. And be sure to tune in again next Monday at 3 for more Seattle Real Estate Radio with your hosts, Christian Nossum and Dan Keller, mortgage expert with New American Funding, right here on Business Radio 1300 KKOL.